What's up, YouTube? Adam Grover, Grover Boys Racing, coming back at you again. I'm working on the 55 here and there, trying to get the dash and stuff painted. And it's been fighting me the whole entire way, to be honest with you. But dash is painted, base coat. I'm gonna go over with some clear. And he's got decent reflection to it. It's not perfect, but better than maroon. Door panels I made them from scratch out of aluminum. So it's black aluminum and then like a polished, almost like a screen door type aluminum, and then just stock factory black armrests. And then I put a little bit of chrome stripping around this just to clean it up, make it look good. I got the headlights in. Not sure if I showed this, but I got the grills all bolted in, the grill brow, and then I got some parking lights for it, and they're all mounted in there. Starting to look like a car again. So, just picked up a set of valve covers. Some Moroso ones. Fabricated. Got those for 50 bucks. Just want something different than what's on it. It's got some vintage style Holley valve covers on it right now. Got a couple little different things. I'm kind of all over the place doing stuff, jumping around. Got the glove box and the ashtray in the garage. They're drying actually right now. I had to reshoot them probably for like the 6th time. So that's what I mean by when I say it's fighting me. Steering wheel all polished up. I sanded it down a little bit. Put some others on it. And I just gotta get some oil and shine the wood up. Mine in the garage, it's a mess. I'll clean it and then it ends up a mess 2 minutes later. So, speaking on the valve covers that I just picked up, I was really interested in trying to find a pair of like gold Moroso valve covers. And I wanted gold velocity stacks for when I do the tunnel ram, because it is going to get a tunnel ram on it. But through time, for now I'm just going to run the one velocity stack because I have it. But I really wanted the gold stuff because it's era correct, 60s style type deal. And as you can see, I went and picked up a pair of fabricated, polished valve covers. So, I found some, after doing research, I found a paint, gold paint, that it looked pretty good. The guy, he sprayed some spoons, some black spoons with it, and it turned out actually pretty decent. I was actually pretty impressed. I was like, wow, that actually looks pretty legit. Like, it has the reflection, it looks like the Moroso gold. Some of the stuff, the stuff was hit or miss even from Moroso. But I figured, well, why not try it? So, Krylon foil metallic gold paint. It's backwards because I'm using the facing camera. There you go. And this stuff's actually pretty impressive. And I'm going to actually show I want to paint something for you guys if I can find something. I actually have a trim ring here. That's the trim ring. So I'm going to spray this real quick if I can figure out a way to hold the camera. Maybe I can put you in my pocket. Hold the camera. Those are in my pockets. If you fall out, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll have to edit it out. We're going to spray this. It says to shake it real good. And mist it. And as it dries, from what I've noticed so far, it actually ends up almost more reflective. And this I actually put on too heavy. You're really supposed to dust it, and I didn't shake the can before the video, and you know. But that's a spot that I shot earlier. And I'm going to show you my new to me, gold velocity stack. And I just painted this tonight with that paint. That's actually pretty incredible. Look at the reflection in that. And it's almost, it's pretty close to the actual, look, it's still wet. You can see my fingerprint I just put in it picking this up. But I don't really care if this is wrecked. I mean, look at this thing. I don't really care if it has my fingerprint in it. But that's incredible to think that you can get that out of a spray can, that type of shine like that, where it looks almost like a gold Moroso or Mr. Gasket velocity stack. So, I got those polished valve covers, or aluminum valve covers, I should say, the Moroso ones. And if you didn't guess where I'm going with this, I'm going to sand them up a little bit, get some of the scratches out, get them cleaned up where they're smooth and as good as I can get them. It don't have to be perfect because this is going to be an engine that gets worked on, and you know, stuff's going to get scratched and scarred and whatever. But I'm going to spray them with that paint so they're gold, so that way it kind of matches the air, but it'll be my style. And I think they'll look pretty cool, you know, done up in gold, even though they're not the correct Moroso valve covers. Some of you correct vintage guys might get on here and rip me apart for this, but I know they're not the 60s style valve covers, but it'll be cool to tilt the nose open and you see the gold stuff. That's what people are going to notice. Oh, he's got gold valve covers. And then they're going to say, well, they're not the right ones. They are Moroso, but they weren't gold, and it'll lead into conversations that I probably don't want to have with some people, but it'll be how I want the car, and that's what really matters. And if I don't like them, I got what? If it uses a can of that paint, which it won't, because that paint goes pretty far, it seems. But let's say I use a can, it's $20 a can. I got 50 bucks into these. I got $70 into a pair of valve covers that I can sell. I could probably sell those for $100 if I really wanted to. Somebody who wants a pair of Moroso fabricated valve covers, and the paint will be easy to strip off. Take some gas to it, and it'll probably come right off. That's going to be the downfall to the paint. If it gets gas or something on it, it's probably going to peel the paint right off of it. But if I'm careful and, you know, hopefully it's more durable than what I would think it is, but it's probably not. So I'll just have to be careful with fuel and stuff like that when I work on the car. Or, I mean, it's really 4 bolts. I can pull the valve covers off even, you know, reusable gaskets for the valve covers and things like that. It's not really that big of a deal. So, that being said, we're going to try it, see how it turns out, and then we'll find out how durable it is. Anybody who is interested in this Krylon foil metallic gold that wants to give it a go, go on Amazon. That's where I ordered it off of. Even has the, like every other paint can. Pretty impressive stuff, though, I gotta say. And they use it for like household items, I guess, little arts and crafts things, but I don't know, I found it pretty cool. I thought you guys might get a kick out of it. Some people who don't have the budget to spend $450 on a pair of Moroso gold valve covers. That might be your solution, especially if you're just a car show guy. You know, like I'm on a budget. The car will end up how I want it through time, but right now I can't afford the gold stuff. I got bigger things I need to buy, like a carpet for $200 or whatever else this thing needs. You know, like right now I need U-joints and things like that to finish the drive shaft and put the rear in it, and you know, there's a lot more stuff that I need than a pair of Moroso gold valve covers for $400 and something. These ones, they were a good deal. They're $460 when they were new. They're no longer made. For $50, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's like, okay, you just bought a $400 item that's not made anymore for $50. That's how I look at that. Where, yeah, the gold stuff's not made anymore, and it's going to go up and up and up in value, but it's also going to get used. And when I use it, I know I'm going to put a mark in it. I know it's not going to be perfect when I'm done with it if I ever want to get rid of them. So it's not worth it to me to spend that amount of money right now on something like that, just to raise the nose and have a gold set of valve covers, when I can use these for the time being, spray them gold, people will see it, oh wow, they're gold valve covers, you know, and that's that. And then you'll have the people who say, well, that's not the right ones. They'll argue, but whatever. Not worried about that at the moment. Right now I just want the look, and I'll be happy for the time being. As long as it kind of has that nostalgic look, that vintage look to it, when you raise the nose, like, oh, well, he's got the right colors on it. That's what I'm going for. But, like I said, for someone on a budget that's in my type of position, or maybe somebody who's worse off than me even, you know, it's the perfect thing for you, especially if you don't really mess or tinker with the car under the hood. Somebody who just, like I said, has a show vehicle, or they want to go to car shows because that's something they want to get into, but they can't afford the stuff, but they want it. You could buy a set of cheaper valve covers. Like, I was even going to buy the Moroso ones brand new, that style, in chrome, because they're like $85, and then paint them the gold. Because I'd have about $105 into a brand new set of valve covers, and then paint them gold, and they'd look like the old ones, or similar at least. They'd be, you know, somebody'd be scratching their head wondering what the difference is. They'd have to look at a vintage set and then look at my set to see really what the difference is. Unless you got two cars parked next to each other with the same stuff on it, or one's correct and one's faking it, so to speak, nobody's gonna be that good to be able to, with their naked eye, say they're not the right ones. And at the end of the day, like I said, your average guy, they're not gonna notice unless it's somebody who's like just pin needle anal, where they study each and every marking and the text, how big it is and how it's offset, you know, all the technicalities. You'd have to be so anal, and I'm not an anal person. You look at my stuff, trust me, people with OCD hate me when they look at my stuff, so, because it's far from perfect. But to each their own, you know, if that's how you are. Usually they're the ones with the nicest, cleanest cars, and then it's people who are like me, who have the stuff that's usually it usually runs well, and it usually has the least amount of money into it. And this car does have money into it, but that's because it's a car I plan on keeping for the rest of my life. So there's the budget. I'm working with what I got for the time being, but through time, this car is going to have more money into it than what it's worth. And it's a 55 Chevy at the end of the day. So the value's pretty high on these cars already. But I think I'm over what the car is already worth. But that being said, I just wanted to show you guys that cool little paint deal. I don't know, I got a really big kick out of that. I thought that was awesome how good that turned out. I was actually like astonished. I'd never had something that's supposed to reflect like that. So it's just almost incredible that a can turns out like that. Wild. Well, there you guys have it. Sorry for going on a little rampage, but I just found that awesome. So hopefully, if one of you guys use it, hopefully it works out for you. And hopefully it works out for me, because I don't know if it's going to hold the heat or not, but we're going to find out. And if it does, it's something I'm going to swear by for the next however many years that I'm doing this stuff. So that's what this is about, making memories and learning. So $20 to learn if something works or not, that can save you a couple hundreds of dollars. Because a velocity stack like that, even in that shape, gold, that's like $100 now. For some of you who don't know. Like, if I didn't say that that was painted and nobody realized the color difference and I put that on eBay, I could probably get $100 to $200 for that thing. I'm not that type of person, but it's, you know, it's crazy what the vintage stuff goes for. Like, some of it, it boggles my mind. I have a shifter handle from Mr. Gasket. It's $200 if you had to buy that shifter handle. It's insane. For a Mr. Gasket handle, that was $5 or $10 back in 1960 something or 70 something. That's absolutely... My dad used to throw this stuff out. The gold, the blue, all that vintage, the Moroso stuff. They were $30 or whatever they were, brand new, for a set of gold valve covers or blue, whatever color you wanted that they had to offer. But they're 100 times what they used to be. There's a set on eBay if you want to look into this stuff. Gold Moroso small block Chevy valve covers. They're $1,500 is what the guy wants for them. New in box, gold. $1,500. That is insane. I wouldn't spend that for a custom valve cover, let alone a pair of stamped steel or aluminum, whatever they're made out of. Just because they're gold, $1,500, I'll stick to my $20 spray can and I'll paint them every time before I go to a car show. That's how I look at that. Eventually, I might end up spending $1,500, but $20 a can, you see where I'm going with this. It's going to take a while. So, you guys have a good one. Stay working on your stuff. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. Go out on a limb if you can afford to do it. Try something new, something that you think might work. Never know, it might. Try it. Don't be scared. I'm really glad that I took the time and invested into this. So, and I'll make sure to do a video on these valve covers when I get them done. Like I said, I got to sand them down, however long that's going to take me to get those where I'm happy with them, to spray them. And then I'm probably going to spray them. I'll take some pictures and probably edit the video and put them through it, but I'm not going to go crazy and show you guys each step. So, stay tuned, see how they turn out, and try to run this stuff on the car and get some heat cycles through it and see how it holds up. So, header paint's been holding up pretty good, which I'm surprised. I've had the car run a couple times and it hasn't really it's stuck pretty good. So, It held up pretty good. So you guys, with that being said, you guys have a good one. I'll see you around.